Hello and welcome. I am Gimba Umar. Tonight, Senate passes Public Holiday Act Amendment Bill recognizing June 12 as the new Democracy Day in place of May the 29th. Electoral umpires shift date of governorship elections in Bayelsa and Kogi states to November the 19th from the original November 2nd date. Political scientists examine the significance of June 12 as Nigeria's Democracy Day. And UK Prime Minister Theresa May promises to set timetable for election of a successor after the next Brexit vote in the first week of June.
On business news tonight, mobile telecoms giant MTN makes good its promise, lists 20.35 billion units of its shares on the Nigerian Stock Exchange.
On sports news tonight, Nigeria's Super Falcons beat Ghana's Black Queens 4-2 on penalties to reach the final of the WAFU Women's Cup in Abuja.
And from Abuja, FCT Minister explains demolition of Caramello nightclub in the FCT, says it was a last resort.
The Senate has confirmed Mr. Godwin Emefiele as Central Bank Governor for a second term of 5 years. This comes after the lawmakers adopted the reports of the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, which cleared Mr. Emefiele just yesterday. The Senate also passed the Good Samaritan Bill and the Public Holiday Amendment Bill to recognize June 12 as the new Democracy Day. Our correspondent Terry Ikumi reports.
Has been invited to brief the Senate on Tuesday, the 21st May 2019 at 11 a.m.
The Senate President, at the beginning of plenary, announcing a date for the Minister of Health to appear before the Senate over the state of the country's teaching hospitals, following a motion by a lawmaker last week. Then the Senate considers and adopts the report of its Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions for the confirmation of Mr. Godwin Emefiele as Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
That the nominee has performed credibly in his first tenure, which resulted to the exit of the nation out of economic recession.
Will the Senate confirm the renewal of the nomination of Godwin Emefiele for the appointment as Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The renewal of the appointment of Godwin Emefiele is hereby confirmed as the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Mr. Emefiele's confirmation is one of the fastest in the history of the 8th Senate.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators.
The Senate also passes the Public Holiday Act Amendment Bill to recognize June 12 as the new Democracy Day.
An act to amend the Public Holidays Act, Cap P40, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to bring the act in tandem with the current realities and exigencies of the modern times, and to declare June 12 as Democracy Day in Nigeria and for related matters 2019 is already the third time and passed.
The Good Samaritan's Bill, which seeks to protect people who render assistance during emergency situations, was also passed. The bill, when signed into law by President Buhari, will allay the fears of Nigerians of getting into trouble for helping persons in need of emergency assistance, such as accident victims, gunshot victims, and so on. Both bills, which are in concurrence with that of the House of Representatives, will now be forwarded to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
We have more on the significance of adopting June 12 as the Democracy Day in place of May 29th in the course of the bulletin. And talking about dates, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has also shifted the date for the Kogi and Bayelsa state governorship elections from November the 2nd to the 16th, 2019. The Commission says it has received several appeals from the government, lawmakers, traditional rulers and other stakeholders in Bayelsa state on how the initial date coincides with the state's Thanksgiving Day, which is said to have been backed by law since it was passed in 2012. After considering the appeals, the electoral umpire, following its meeting today in Abuja, decided to shift the elections forward by 2 weekends. Meanwhile, all other activities leading to the elections have been affected by the shift in the date and have also been adjusted by the Commission to align with the new date. Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano has led the members of the National Executive Committee, NEC, of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, to the second NEC meeting of the party at the Governor's Lodge, Abuja, where the template for the National Convention is released. The dissolution of the Board of Trustees of the party was announced by its National Secretary, Mr. Labaran Maku, who disclosed that new members will be nominated before the National Convention on May the 31st.
The flag of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, flying high at the Anambra State Governor's Lodge, Abuja, the venue for the emergency meeting of the National Executive Committee of the party, ahead of its national convention. First task of the day is accreditation, and the State Governor, Willie Obiano, National Working Committee members, chairmen and secretaries of the party, amongst others, put themselves forward for that. That done, Governor Obiano declares the meeting open. And the party's national chairman welcomes everyone.
This meeting is going to be very, very, very professional, business-like, and we do not intend to spend too much time here. We'll go into the agenda of the meeting and swiftly done with, and we disperse.
After some deliberation, the National Secretary of the party, Mr. Labaran Maku, announces the resolution.
Whoever takes the party to court without first exhausting the internal mechanisms for conflict resolution automatically loses party membership. This was unanimously adopted to enhance discipline and cohesion in APGA.
Governor Willie Obiano, who commends party leaders, urges the members to conduct themselves well during and after the convention.
I want to encourage all of you to, in this meeting, both in the conduct and in the coming convention by the 31st or so, that we conduct ourselves very well. Love this party. Don't listen to side comments. Even brothers of the same parents and sisters of the same parents fight, let alone people of diverse culture, backgrounds, and what have you. You know, and ours will not be an exception.
Dates approved by the party's leadership for elective congresses include 19th of May for ward, 21st of May for local government, 23rd of May for state as well as zonal congresses, and 31st of May for the party's national convention. The party's Board of Trustees was also dissolved in preparation for the nomination of new members at the national convention.
And as promised from our lead story tonight, on more on the significance of adopting June 12th as Democracy Day, we are now being joined on the news at 10 by Dr. Kayode Ishola from the Political Science Department, University of Lagos, to look at today's passage of the bill declaring June 12th, of course, as Democracy Day by the Senate. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on News at 10 tonight.
Thank you very much.
Now, with today's passage, all that's left is for the President to, of course, sign the bill, and then the country's Democracy Day becomes June 12th. But do you think that this can be achieved before the observance of June 12th this year?
Well, that's left to the President himself. If he takes it very seriously, he should be able to achieve it, especially because it has to do with national interest. It's a cogent national issue. What June 12th symbolizes is democracy. Democracy, not election. Democracy in the sense of making the voice of the people count. And if you have a president who is interested in making the voice of the people count, you should symbolically respect what has been done today and make sure that it comes to be an implementation in less than no time.
What then happens to May 29th? Does that automatically set it into the history books? Once upon a time we had a Democracy Day, May 29th, and that's it?
Well, if you remember, May 29th wasn't the juror. It was imposed on the people by the political elite of that time. This is coming as a matter of interaction, consideration, and understanding of the people to say this is the day that we will use to symbolize our democracy. So whatever it is, May 29 can go, but we'll have another day that's more symbolic and that people and their representatives have accepted that is the ideal day that should be called democracy. I think it's fine. Let May 29 rest.
So what do you think is responsible for this shift? Because a lot of people are concerned, considering that this administration came into office on May 29th. Does that have any bearing or significant interpretation of what this new era of June 12th becoming Democracy Day mean?
I don't really see any significant impact of what we're talking about here. I think the administration of Muhammad Buhari is sensitive to the fact that June 12, 1993, some form of injustice was meted on the Nigerian electorate. And that if you don't correct the injustice of the past, it is not unlikely that we'll move forward under any circumstance at all. This, to me, appears to be the first step towards moving forward, towards addressing the problems of Nigerian democracy. And mark you, May 29, as we used to have it, could be the day of swearing in elected officials. June 12 should symbolize much more than that. Election is just one aspect of democracy. Democracy itself has to do with election, people's involvement, engagement, resistance, participation in all strands. What Nigerians should know is that now that we have June 12, because of their consistent struggle, consistent agitation, they now should adopt a new format of democracy, that after election, people should not just go to their bedroom and sit. They must engage the government. They must ensure that they do the right thing, because until that is done, you will only have pseudo-democracy. You will not have democracy. That, in my view, is what should be significant at this point in time.
But if we have to backdate on this, June 12 actually started in 1993 with Abiola's election, which was botched at some point. But why do you feel that this administration prefers June 12 as to May 29?
Well, in my view, is what I just explained to you now. May 29 was imposed. June 12 is the juror. People agitated for June 12 as a day which injustice was meted on the Nigerian electorate.
Well, this is not the only administration that has faced that agitation over the past years.
Yes, but that it
so
has
why has this one
do,
preferred June 12?
You can't read the mind of the president. You can't read the mind of the agitation. You can't read the mind of the National Assembly. But what is clear is that there is that realization that something went wrong in 1993, June 12, and that has to be corrected for Nigeria to move forward. My brother, the world today has gone beyond just election. It will interest you to know that only recently, as I talk, the world just gave a very big backing to the University of Lagos to conduct research on African problems and politics. Election is not just one of them. What is central to it is politics. What is central to it is democracy. What is central to it is good governance. Now the Institute of African and Diaspora Studies, University of Lagos, is conducting all these things on behalf of the world to show that until you carry people along in governance, until you allow their wishes, their yearnings and aspirations to come up at any point in time, you will not have democracy. So I feel that the adoption of June 12 is more de jure, is more interactive, is based on the yearnings and aspirations of the people, unlike May 29, which was imposed on the people as at that time. It's a welcome development.
That'll be a good place to also let it rest. Dr. Kayode Ishola from the Political Science Department, University of Lagos. Many thanks indeed for talking to us here on the News
Thank you
at
very
10.
much.
In part two, after the break, in Imo State, Governor Rochas Okorocha celebrates his achievements in the past 8 years. On Thanksgiving Day, commissions several projects. Join us again.